Hi, guys. Welcome to this live. I hope everybody's doing well. Just waiting for everybody to come on so I can get started. Hi, guys. A couple of you have gotten notified. Some of you may have not. So let's just see. Hi, Tyler. So we have about 2 people. I don't know how many people are going to come on, but I'm just waiting to see. We have a couple more people joining. Hopefully, a lot of people are available. It is the weekend. Hi, guys. I came on to, okay, I see 37, so it's more people are joining. Hi, Miles. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Angel Oracle, Pinky Lee, Kristen McKenzie, Disney Love Anime, Judith. Hi, everybody. Excuse the ensemble and my face. Like, I could not get glammed up. I couldn't because it has been a rough week. I have missed you guys. I have missed producing content. So many things that I have to say, talk about. And so I figured today was the best time trying to catch up with everything. I am okay. I am okay mentally and emotionally. It was a very trying week. For those of you that are tuning in, if you're not aware of it, we were not the only ones here in Texas that were impacted by this winter storm Uri. But yeah, no eyebrows today. You just get all natural. But yeah, the storm hit and it hit Texas really bad. And if you don't know like how bad it got, I am not from the north, but I know a lot of you Rays of Light or people that are tuning in that are from from the what is it, the New England area, like, the northeast coast, or even people in the upper, like Michigan, Chicago, a lot of people up, that have been used to the winter weather. You probably, this doesn't phase you. Y'all guys are prepared. Texans, let me just paint the picture. Where I live, we do not have these kind of weather events. We do not have what we call winter. Our winter is like spring and fall, mainly summer. It's like summer in December, January, February, most times. It's like short weather, maybe like 70s in the day, down to the 50s at night. That's the most that we have. Yeah, NYC. This is not like New York, right? It's not like what you guys experience. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. What? Sorry, guys. I'm back. Okay. So basically, a lot of things have been going on with the weather here in Texas. To go back to tell you a little bit of what happened. So Monday, we got like, I don't remember. You lose track of time when things are happening. So I don't know if it happened Monday or Sunday, really. You lose track of time. But basically, the temperatures plunged and they told us to keep our waters running, our pipes running, hot and cold, which I did. But I guess I live in a home which is not well insulated, like the piping. And so the pipes, all of them, like practically all the pipes burst. And we're talking about cold and hot. So that happened on, I think, Sunday night into Monday. I can't remember, but like I said, that happened. And then after that, come Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., I think, or no, Tuesday, I can't remember, but the electricity turned off completely. But a lot of people, like in the Austin, Texas area, I have a friend of mine that lives there. They were without power like since Monday or Sunday. So we're without electricity. And, there's just so much that goes on when you don't have electricity. During a winter storm, temperatures plunge. You need to have a heater, right? You need to keep warm. So many things I'm going to be talking about, like giving tips for you guys that maybe that live in Florida and didn't experience what we experienced here in Texas. But there's a lot of survival skills. Like I told people, earlier last year to have their pantry stocked to have an emergency. Luckily, I did. That got me through a lot. I think Spirit spoke to me like last week before I knew that the storm was coming, and they said, prepare yourself with water bottles. So I had enough water bottles to last me during these last couple of days. But let me just paint the picture. It was like freezing cold. I think it dipped down to like 16 degrees. It had not been this cold since I think since 1909 in Texas, period. Especially Victoria, Texas, where I'm from. So yeah, it was horrible. And then when you have no electricity, you have to conserve your battery life, right, on your phone. This teaches me a lesson to kind of be prepared for that, to have like a backup or like a generator or some kind of backup power charger, so that you can charge your phone. So it's very, very crazy, but I'm grateful for a couple of special people that were, checking on me. And all you guys, all my rays of light that were checking on me, and those that have been worried about what's happened. So the situation right now is that we got our power back Friday. I believe it was Friday, because today, no, let's see, today's Saturday, right? So no, Thursday, I think Thursday at midday, they turned on the power again. Luckily, the freezer, if you're ever in like a power outage, right? Leave your refrigerators closed. Like, try not to open the doors or anything, because I believe most frozen things like meats can last up to 72 hours. So be sure to do that. Okay, another survival tip that I had to learn. If you have no water because, you have to go to the toilet, right? You have to take care of business. If there's multiple people in your household, this can be a nightmare situation, right? Always try to have plenty of trash bags available, because what I learned, which is genius, is basically you get like a 13-gallon trash bag. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that inside of where the toilet is. You're going to lift up, raise the seats. You're going to put the toilet bag in there, and you're going to and then close the toilet seat down. And that's how you're going to, like potty and take care of your business. And then after that, you're going to have to get that like once a day or however many times you want to change it, however many bags you have. Because let me tell you, it's gross looking at your own business. And I'm trying to find humor through all of this, because like it really shook a lot of people up. So that, was life-changing. But yeah, that's like the second survival tip that I have to tell you. If you are in that, I did not know that trick. It's like I guess like I don't know what you call this, like a life hack or something, but it saves you from having a dirty toilet. And if you have water, but you don't have power and you need to flush your toilet and the tank on the back is without water, you just lift up the tank, fill it up with water, and then you can flush your toilet. Okay. If there is no water, what happened in our scenario was that all the piping to the toilet and everything busted completely. So I was lucky to even flush it. And then it's been like a nightmare, like two different, different situations, two or three. I'm trying to think of what else. Another life hack that I found out about was that if your battery, let's say you have a car charger, right? Like for your, I think like a car charger, that little cylinder kind of thing, and you have like a battery spring, you can, if you have like I think a 9V volt or like a 9-volt battery, you can put that spring on one of the sides and hold it down, and then put your car charger tip on the other side of that 9V volt battery, and it will charge your cell phone, but you kind of have to hold it there with your hand. I saw that, another life hack that I learned after the fact. One of my rays of light sent me that. So yeah, it's been crazy. So International Woman says, Ray, are you moving to a different state? Never know. Been thinking about it. This is horrible. dude with the dollar crash. I don't know what that is about. Like I have been literally without internet and staying up to date. I try to stay off of Instagram as much as I could, but luckily we have power back. What's pending now is like getting piping. If you don't know, like a lot of the hot water pipes, like I'm not a plumber, but a lot of them require a certain PVC piping. It's like a CPVC something. I don't know, but they basically everybody, Lowe's, Home Depot, all of these suppliers, they ran out of supplies because think about it. There's like thousands, probably, I don't know, thousands of people all around Texas that are looking for plumbers and have burst pipes. I feel blessed to say that it's just that, but it's very costly. And I'm not embarrassed to ask for help. If you want to contribute, if you want to donate so that I can take care of that. You can use my Venmo, which is at Psychic Medium Ray, and I'll drop it on the comment section below, and I'll put it here in a minute. Or you can Cash App any donation. For those of you that have already, and you're like on my Patreon or Instagram, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for the support. My Cash App is $ Psychic Medium Ray, and so I'll add those. But I felt like the hours pass into like they turn into like days. It feels like when you have, I don't care, if you have like crossword puzzles or you have tarot cards, oracle cards, or you just have books. I'm a big book nerd, so I love to read books, but you can only do that for so long and you start feeling confined and it feels crazy. Yeah, it is definitely a gold mine to be a plumber in Texas, but also on the other side, I feel horrible for them because just imagine their work and what they're having to do. Our plumber, they're great. Our plumbing company, shout out to them here in Victoria, Texas. It's Yonic Plumbing. And Tasha is just amazing. She's such a sweetheart. She's one of the front ladies. Like she has been working nonstop. For people. So big shout out to her and Yonic Plumbing. They're amazing. But yeah, a lot of this that is going on, I had predicted. I think a lot of other colleagues had predicted as well that we were going to have, trying to put my light back on so you can see a better me. Hold on. Okay. A lot of us had predicted that this was going to occur. And so if you haven't seen the news, some of you that saw the news, you saw that probably it was catastrophic. I got to see barely like yesterday, some buildings that had like massive floods because the pipes burst. People who had fires in their homes because of, the water burst, the pipes bursting and coming in contact with electricity. In San Antonio, Texas, I do believe that there was an apartment complex that burned up. So another life hack, yes. You can, if you had snow or ice, you can take that and boil it. Basically, what people were doing were using their barbecue pits. If you have one, I don't have one. I don't barbecue. But they do have, they used their barbecue pit, a pot, and they stuffed it with ice and melted it. It's like survival. Like I felt like this was an episode of Survivor, like no kidding. And I have been basically through a major flood in 1998 in the same city. It was similar to Katrina, except for ours probably didn't make the news like Katrina did. But basically, we had the river levees that busted and it inundated the South Plain, which is the floodplain. And we lost our home and all of our belongings and everything and that. And then in 2003, we had Hurricane, I think her name was Claudette. We had that in 2003, I think. I can't remember. And then in 2017, we had Hurricane Harvey, and we lost everything. It destroyed everything. And that was very, very horrible. So like I'm used to a lot of scenarios in the summertime with hurricanes, which is another reason I don't like where I live right now because of the fact that this happens too frequently. But also, yeah, I never had experienced like cold, frigid temperatures like this. And to say the least, it was a life experience. So many things that I've been learning, people that have been generous and sending me like well wishes. I just want to take time to come on here to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you guys mean a lot to me. And I felt bad that I couldn't produce the content here on my channel like I normally would, or through Patreon for those of you that are Patreon members, but I couldn't. I couldn't. So please keep all of our fellow Texans in your prayers, and everybody that's being impacted, because I think people in Oregon, I think they had also Oregon, and then I think also like Washington and other places. There's been so many power outages, and it's scary, and if you have an elderly neighbor, think of your parents. Like a lot of you, my audience, the demographic here, that the primary demographic of my race of light range anywhere from like 20 to like 40 years old, maybe a couple of people that are in their 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But think about your neighbors. If you know your neighbors are elderly, please check on them, especially if this ever happens to anyone, because there were so many elderly people that were without their kids, not, they don't have their kids there with them, or their kids could care less. And these people were, those people were, just without anybody checking on them. And I did read through just recently, this one lady, she was local to our city, and I think she lived in a neighborhood where she was just by herself, and it was freezing temperatures. The other thing, not to talk bad about our city, but like, they were not prepared. There were not any warming stations at all until like afterwards. And they didn't set up, like FEMA did not set up any kind of emergency, kind of like, I guess, like an evacuation place where you can go to maybe have food and water. But it's not their fault, so I'm not blaming our city, because basically the power grid, what really happened was that ERCOT, if you're not familiar with ERCOT and who they are, they basically are an organization that's over they control the power supply in the state of Texas. And a lot of these board members that are on this, it's like a group of board members. I think two or one of them don't even live in Texas. They're like in a different state. So Governor Abbott has been trying to, he's upset obviously with this. And I think a lot of people are blaming him. I do say that we have a great governor. And then so many people were talking bad about Ted Cruz. If you haven't noticed, right? If you were looking at the news about him being in Cancun or wherever he had gone, I can't remember, about this. And I'm like, girl, like we are going through a disaster, and you're worried about Ted Cruz. Like, you need to be worried about the people that are, like myself, that are going through it. So I'm just like, the media focuses on the things that really are not important in the grand scheme and the grand design of everything that's going on. So, I feel like a lot of people that are plumbers and other, from other states, a lot of them are going to be coming to Texas, hopefully, to help. Because we definitely need support. Like, I don't think the plumbers can, like, I honestly feel like it's 3 to 4 months out for them to get to every single person. I mean, think about it. Some jobs are probably extensive. And they, like, one of our plumbers that came out, I just found out today that he got like pneumonia. So he had told me a situation where he had to crawl through like a small surface where a pipe had bursted in the roof, and he basically got drenched in cold ice water. Not to mention that the temperatures outside were like in the 20s and teens. So whew, it has been a week. It has been a week. So what you have to do, we are under a boil notice for our water supply. And I keep looking this way because I'm looking at your comments, and then I'm going to get to the comments. Basically, you have to boil water. You cannot consume it at all. So I am not drinking that water. And it probably will be 2 to 3 weeks. I'll just keep buying water bottles, if anything, which, it's not ideal, but I'm not drinking that water, and I'm not cooking with that water either. You can like bathe in it. You can take a bath. You can shower. You can wash clothes. But also, like, they are calling like for different kind of like boiling it before you even wash dishes. And just do not use it if you are someone that lives in my city. And You want to use that water to wash your teeth and brush your teeth and rinse. Do not use that water. Use a water bottle to do it, because there are amoebas, there are organisms in the water. So, Angel Love Oracle, I'm not going to be mad at you for asking that question. You said, what have you been cooking, Ray? Absolutely nothing, which is not like me, because if you follow my Instagram, you know that I love to post a lot of delicious recipes, Whole30 and good meals. So let me get into that, because that's a whole thing. My diet was Vienna sausages and tuna. Oh my God. Like, it is gross, but it's survival of the fittest. And you really don't have a choice when it comes to disasters and what you want to eat. Just talking about it makes me want to barf, because if you don't know what, I mean, some of you may like Vienna sausages. I'm not trying to like talk down on it, but it's gross. It is like processed meat. It's yucky. And then I had some fruit cups that kind of helped. I'm trying to think what else. Like chips, things like that I really do not eat. Once power came back on, the first thing that I did, and I'm going to admit it, and I cheated on my diet, but I have lost about 7 pounds during this whole thing. I'm not kidding. Like, I really did. Was a Little Caesars pizza. Because, girlfriend, let me tell you, there's nothing more comforting than pizza. But I'm not reverting back to my old ways. I would never do that, ever, ever, ever. But like the joy of eating a hot meal and having a hot meal, let me tell you, that is like the best thing ever. And I did not drink any soda water at all. It was all bottled water. But it's like the hot meals. And, a lot of people depend on, I think we become so dependent, our generation in particular, and the younger generation as well. We've become so dependent on technology. We've become so dependent on Uber Eats, on DoorDash, on all of these places that, can cater to us and bring us stuff when there's something going on. But let me tell you, somebody says we also ordered pizza while we have no power. I mean, there's nothing more comforting than some pizza. Let me tell you. But yeah, after eating some Vienna, like I am trying to like not laugh, burst out laughing. But eating Vienna sausages, it's so gross. Like, I wanted to gag, because I do not like processed meat like that. I don't eat it. But that tuna, those tuna packets, that the Shaylon Timples is laughing, baking my pizza now. Yes. And what else did I eat? I'm trying to remember. So like, it's horrible, horrible memories. Crackers. Oh my God. Crackers and things that are not good for anyone to really be eating. That's kind of like what I had to eat. So today I made like some chicken fideo. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a Mexican dish. It's like spaghetti, but it's not spaghetti. It's kind of like a noodle. You could say like it's spaghetti. But I had to use like chicken broth to cook and a water bottle, like Pure Life water bottles. Yeah, they're your best friend during this whole thing, because I'm certainly not using the city water until that's done. And that will last me, like when I cook, I'll cook for it to last like 2 or 3 days. So I was smart to do that. And I'll be putting it in my container in the refrigerator. And that's what I'll be eating for the next with chicken thighs, because yeah, that's way better than eating Spam. That's the other thing. Spam, cans of beans, which is okay because I like beans, but I mean, it's not ideal. Yeah. And so like Texas is just a nightmare. Like, it's a nightmare to live along the coast specifically. But our electrical grid, basically, ERCOT, going back to that, ERCOT said that basically they had to make an executive decision to cut off the power to the power grids. They basically had to tell all of the electric providers in the state of Texas to cut off or do these rolling blackouts. But honey, they were not rolling. And I think that's why a lot of us Texans are very, very pissed off and upset, because they were not rolling blackouts. These were blackouts or outages that lasted for days. Basically, they told people to cut off the electricity. Well, they told the AP, or like all of the electric providers, to cut off the electricity because we were at a failing power grid system. And basically that meant that it could have been catastrophic according to them, but they always exaggerate in the media, of course. That we would have been probably without power in Texas in many areas for up until maybe like until springtime, if not. It could have been catastrophic. But I think it was already catastrophic as it is, because a lot of people died. I think 15 people have died. Maybe that number's higher now in the state of Texas due to this storm. I cannot even imagine like what the homeless people are going through. To be homeless, can you imagine? Like, because when it was like 16 degrees, the wind chill was like -2. That's how cold it felt in Texas, where I'm at. And in some places like near Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth area, a lot of these were like it dipped down like really, really cold. It was like probably the real feel was like negative, I don't know, 20. Like, this is stuff that we don't see here. The thing that really like pissed me off was like something that Bette Milder, I don't even know her name, like Bette Milder, she's like that singer, I think, actress, whatever. She made a comment like, about Ted Cruz and someone else, and was like, this is like payback from the universe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is what's so disgusting, and it's so appalling with a lot of these celebrities, to use a natural disaster, because this is a natural disaster that happened, to kind of throw shade at people that are going through this. And it's like, you live in a mansion, girlfriend. You have a warm, you have probably like backup generators to your home. It's like I just try to think and be compassionate with people. And I feel like a lot of people are not compassionate with people, and that's what the problem is in the world, and why the world is the way it is. It's because there's no compassion. And so it was just disgusting for her to even say that, and other people that made those insinuations, because a lot of people supported, a certain political candidate during the election, that this was like backlash or punishment from God. And it's not punishment from God, but God is angry and upset. And I do feel like this is just one of many things to come, and not just for Texas, but around the world, like earthquakes, like fires, like tornadoes. I mean, we even saw, like, my heart goes out to North Carolina. There was like an F6 tornado. I don't know if you guys saw that in the news. Like, where have you ever heard that? Maybe they do. Where have you ever heard that North Carolina got that? So I'm just reading the comments here. And that should never happen in Texas with our fossil fuel. Exactly. Like coal and fossil fuel and all of that. We should never have that. We should have never had that power outage and the failing grid system, because years ago they told them to winterize it, to make it strong, and they never did. But yeah, celebrities are out of touch. They are out of touch of what is reality. You probably would ask someone that is a celebrity, not including me, because I consider myself just Ray. But at the end of the day, like, if you ask them like how much is a gallon of milk in the grocery store, they probably wouldn't even be able to give you that. They wouldn't know. Like, it's basic things. So while I did like some of Bette Milder's work, I was just really appalled and disgusted by the way that they have politicized, or have used like a political platform and made this into a political thing, when there are thousands of people, millions of people in Texas. It was like 2 or 3 million people affected by the power outages and affected by the storm and the burst pipes. And so, yeah, that is crazy. I'm just going to go through the comments here. Don't mind me. Hope all of you are doing well. Did anybody else go through the storm? Are you here? Are you surviving? Did you have pizza? I'm just laughing because it's like, I don't care if it's a Big Mac or it's pizza or it is fried chicken. It's like you want comfort food after going through something like that. Chicken wings, I don't care. Something. Yeah, a lot of Stacey Wesby said she lost everything in Hurricane Harvey, also PTSD from it. I think, yeah, everybody has that. Yeah, Texas is not for me anymore. Like, I don't like the the area. I love the state. I love the people. I just don't like the weather events that we have. They are catastrophic. Wolf Mother says, no way, Ray, stay away from the water. Absolutely. Like, I'm not drinking that water. I'm not using it to ingest anything. I'm sure they will have to get plumber apprentices to come and help. I know, like, I can't even imagine probably people who are apprentices or people who, have never worked with plumbing. I know I have a friend and she was like Googling, or not Googling, but YouTubing how to fix a pipe. Like, some people are really going to have to really do like workarounds and use something to get that done. Oh my God, my boyfriend bought Spam for an emergency. I never tasted it, but it just grosses me out. Yeah, it grosses me out too. Spam and Vienna sausages. Ugh. They're like little fingers. They look like little pig fingers. And it's like processed chicken, pork, and beef. And I'm not trying to be a diva or talk bad about that, because I know a lot of people have eaten Vienna sausages and they probably are like, they like it, but that to me, it's gross. Gross. Let me see what else I had to eat. I'm trying to think. And it was just water. I don't drink hardly like soda waters. Like, I don't. If I do, it's diet. Double quarter pounder. Oh my God. Gabriel, you're so bad for saying that. A large quarter pounder with cheese meal and a Coke. Oh my God. And every place, once like this was over, every place that you could think of, people were desperate for like a hot meal. But a lot of these businesses did not have electricity or power. So, they were calling the lines, calling to these places. And people, it's funny because we have this community Facebook group for the city that I live in, and they'll leave comments about businesses and stuff. And people were just bitching, excuse my language, but they were about, how like unfair customer service, how ugly people are. I'm like, girlfriend, you try being a worker in McDonald's or fried chicken place, after the power comes back on, and you try to deal with the thousands of cars lined all the way out and people demanding, you will not have a good attitude either. So put yourself in their situation. And that's the thing that because I come from retail, not from like that world of, a fast food service, but like I sympathize with people that are in fast food or who have worked fast food. It's not easy, like having order. There was a picture, I don't know if you saw it, of people at Pizza Hut. They were basically, they had served out what they served, like what they basically served within a weekend. They were out within like 4 hours or probably less, and they were exhausted. And they took a photo of them. There was 2 workers. They were like exhausted. It's hell. Like, it is literally hell to be on the other side. So like, always treat waiters, waitresses, cooks, chefs, and other people with dignity and respect. They deserve it. Props to them. Because let me tell you, it's not easy. I mean, they're probably without water and food, and they're having to go into the restaurant and make sure that, like, or HEB, that is like an amazing store here, a grocery chain. I can't even talk. And they have been superb. Like, HEB, shout out to them for keeping everything in stock. Also, Sam's Club, if you know what Sam's is, and Walmart, like, they have been working their ass off basically to keep things going for people, and it's not easy. So when you're in line and you're complaining and you're like, I want to get out of here, blah blah blah, put your divaness to the side and just be quiet and get through it as fast as you can and keep it moving. People do not care about your blatant complaint. I feel like Miranda from The Devil Wears Prada, where I would say, that's all, and period. Yeah, people just don't really care about other people in a time of crisis. They only think about themselves and they think about what they're going through. And I get it. I really do. But have some compassion for people out there, because being in the frontline workers, even our paramedics, our hospital nurses and doctors out there, kudos to them. I can just imagine what they had to go through. Some hospitals in Texas were without water. And I know a lot of my nurses that are on here that follow me, they probably can attest to that. They were without water and their backup water had to come in. It's crazy. Can you imagine being in the OR and then the electricity comes off and then comes back on? And like, you also have COVID people, COVID patients in the hospital, and you can't have, electricity. People like, it's a nightmare. I'm just reading what some of you wrote here. Did you see Tammy Roman? She's here in Atlanta working, and her home in Houston was flooded by a burst pipe. Yes, I'm so lucky that my pipes are underneath the home, not on top. But some people have in their homes the pipes on the roof, like in the roof, or they have them like within the house itself. It's crazy. But you have to find the humor of it all. And then once I got my power back, I felt like I won the lottery. When have electricity and your connection to the world. And I say the younger generation is so dependent, but even us, older generation, I'm 38, so I'm not like a young chicken, right? But like even ourselves, we become dependent on technology, and having access to the internet is my livelihood for what I do, obviously. And being a content creator, we need it. So it's like we've become so much like slaves to technology that a lot of people lose their mind if they don't have access to their phone. For me, it was all about like really just turning off the phone. And I feel like I got a stronger connection to my gift when I got to disconnect from everything for those 2 days. And really got to focus on myself, and just like listen to Spirit. And I kept asking Spirit, please tell me when they're going to put power back on, because I need some power. If anything, even, because I can survive off of water bottles for a while. But like electricity is something that people take for granted. Don't ever take it for granted. Don't ever take taking a bath or taking a hot shower for granted, because let me tell you, when Hurricane Harvey happened, they brought out to the mass shelter in Austin that I was in. They brought out these mobile. I'm explaining this because a lot of you have no idea. A lot of you have never gone through a natural disaster, but they basically brought out mobile washing and drying stations, like it was a company, and they brought out like mobile showers. And if you don't know what a mobile shower is, let me tell you, there's hardly any hot water. So when you go into that shower, it looks like kind of like a high school kind of gym, where how the showers are there. Like that's how it kind of looks like. They're individual, but they were all with cold water. Like you could not get hot water. And that was the first time, I think, in 2017 that I took a shower and I thought I had died and gone to heaven and came back. Like I really just like when that cold water hits you, ice cold water, you kind of feel like you've left your body for a minute. And don't do that. I don't recommend doing that. It's crazy. It's awful. So if you think you got it bad, remember there's always somebody out there that has it way worse than you guys. I'm going to read the comments here. Let me just put my Venmo. If you want to help, you can. I'm not, I'm going to be upset if you can't. I am grateful to you guys. If you can, if you can't, if you can keep me in your prayers and keep everybody else in your prayers. Because this is really, I'm going to see if I can pin this. Okay, that's my Venmo. And my Cash App is this. I don't care if it's $5 or whatever. And I have no shame in asking people. A lot of people are like, well, you consider yourself a celebrity psychic. Honey, I may be a celebrity psychic, but I'm not rich. And I have no shame in asking for people for help. Because once you have gone through like things that I've gone through in life, you realize in the grand scheme that pride is a very bad thing to have. And that we didn't come into this world alone. And you can ask for help, and that you should not be shamed or ridiculed for asking for help from people. So I left those there, and I'll drop it in the comment section of the video as well, but I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm not done at all. Let me see what time it is. So I still got some time here. Let me see here. I'm just reading the comments. Oh, Brianne Wright says, don't even take for granted how well your appliances function either. Oh my God. Cause like, let me tell you, if you can't shower in days, if you're like a person that loves showers and you don't like bathing, like you start getting funky and smelling after a certain amount of time. Like, people take things for granted. Like, really, really. So, I'm reading. How about those electric bills? That's insane. Yes, yes. Thank you, Salty Psychic, for mentioning that. Some people's bills are up to 17,000. Like, I'm just praying that ours is not like that. Crazy. Oh yeah, Cottonelle baby wipes or Cottonelle personal wipes. Those will get you, like, if you have to like bathe and you have no running water and no electricity, but you have those, keep them in stock in your pantry as an emergency, because that's what I did. Honey, let me tell you, from top to bottom, like, they work. They really refresh you. We're doing okay. Thank you, Amanda. But yeah, I definitely am not liking Texas at all with the weather events that we're having. And just like, this is crazy. Like, you never would expect Texas to get hit with a winter storm the way that we have. Um let's see here. Mail was, oh yeah, mails got delayed. Packages from my friends, family, I call them family. I haven't gotten some packages. Nobody got mail. Everything was disrupted. Like, United States Postal. So, like, a lot of people are complaining that, our city and state government didn't do enough. Like, they were not prepared. Like, it's not necessarily their fault. Like, no one was prepared for this. No one really was prepared. Hopefully, going forward, we will be prepared if this should ever happen again. Um, Including myself, like, having multiple chargers, have at least 3 chargers, and charge your phone. And then if you have to use it, just like cut it off, check the things that you need to check, text the people you need to text, and then leave it off. At least, if, like, with 3 chargers fully charged, you can have at least 3 days of power for your phone. Having your phone is a lifeline to get help. Because let's say you have no phone, you have no electricity, no water, and you need 911. How are you going to get a hold of an ambulance if you need something, or something happens, like you have an accident? So you need to have your phone. And that's like the most, I think, like, the worst thing in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the thing, that's going on. People want to be on their phone to keep up to date with what's happening, but at the same time, you need to conserve your power for it. So there's just so many life hacks, and I'm sure I'm going to learn more of it. Let me see here. Another tip: run water in the bathtub and fill the washing machine up with water before the storm. Absolutely. I didn't think about that. Have candles in stock as well. Yes, definitely can. I had a lot of candles. I'm a big candle person. They actually helped. And layer up. And my friend told me you lose body heat from your head. So make sure if you're like with no electricity in the middle of a cold spell, that you're like with a, like a little beanie cap or something that on your head that is conserving your body heat. So a lot of people don't know that. That's how you lose body heat from your head. Once this is over, are you going to move from Texas going forward? Absolutely. Like, I do think eventually. Let me see here. I would buy a generator so if it happens again. Yeah, and the thing with the generator also, like, there was also outages with the gas stations. Like, people were in lines. People were literally running on empty with the line, like, lines extended like for miles, waiting for gas. Like, it's crazy. A lot of people left these areas to go to spend time with their family that lived in another city, thinking that they would have it, but they didn't have anything. Like, it was the same situation everywhere. Like, we have never seen this before. And I think, like, what the media paints those pictures, they paint, certain things, but it's not how you always see it on there. It's probably 10 or 20 times worse. And there's no way for them to really cover all of it. I'm just reading here. Climate change is insane. Yeah, it is. Thank you, Vanessa. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you, guys. For those of you that have donated to my Venmo or my Cash App, thank you so much for helping me. This will cover for all the expenses that I'm incurring to repair. Because let me tell you, if you never had a plumbing bill, if like plumbing work, it's not cheap. You can wear garbage plastic to keep warm. I didn't know that. Vanessa R, that's a good tip. And so also like I had for my event, like that I had in October of this year, I had some battery powered candles. Those are good too. I always also have like 2 or 3 packs of batteries. Like those really, really help. Like the was it AAA and AA? Like have those in stock. Always have a radio, like a crank radio as well. A friend of mine gave me that right in the middle of it, and that kind of helped. But also, you have to charge that battery. It's like a lithium battery. It has to be charged. But definitely do that. Or even brush your teeth. Somebody says, I don't know. Did you see the line at Whataburger? I didn't see it, but I heard that the lines were like really like a mile or two long, like wrapped around like snakes all around neighborhoods and stuff. People were like really fighting for food. Um, I don't know if I'm going to have, after all this year, an event in Houston. Like I said, I don't know where the winds of change is carrying me, but hopefully, I can tell you that I will be having some live events that would be similar to this. But since we are under a pandemic now, and there are like variants of the COVID, and all this other stuff that's going on, I probably am not going to do a physical event in 2021 like I projected or thought, but I will be doing online events that you can participate. It would be like a Zoom setting, an environment, and I would be reading people. Whoever I'm drawn to, whoever joins, I will try to read as many people I can for that event, and also do like a lecture and talk about things. So that is in the pipelines. That is coming up, and I know a lot of you had been asking for me to do live virtual Zoom type of events, and I'm going to be doing that. But yeah, so many things have happened this week. This has felt like the longest week and the most trying week ever. Yeah, I'll be doing online events and the tickets will probably not be more than $30, $25, $30 for the tickets to attend the event if you want. So I'm looking forward to that. And let me see here. I'm just trying to see. Crank flashlights are great too. Yep. Let me see here. Oh. So what I'm doing, a lot of you that had bought readings during Black Friday, I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to explain it again. There are a couple of people still pinning readings from Black Friday and Cyber Monday from 2020. I'm still working on those. Like, you do not understand, but like when I have Black Friday readings, it's really like a 4-month wait period. Like, I have that many clients, and I'm so grateful and blessed for all of you. But like, that is how it is. So do not get upset. I know a lot of you maybe are still waiting, but it's like very little, like maybe less than 10 people that are still waiting. And then I have the people from my from up to from present from 2021, but primarily through like Valentine's Day. Anybody that bought any readings through Valentine's Day, like, I'm working on those as fast as I can to get them out to you. I really got delayed this week. It's beyond my control when you have no access or limited access to internet or to get those out to you guys. There's nothing that I could really do without power or electricity. But I really should have been doing readings right now instead of doing a live. But I also wanted to take time to update you because I know a lot of you have been worried. I've received like not millions, but like maybe hundreds of DMs on Instagram. And if you don't follow me on Instagram here, let me just drop my handle. You can follow me there. I am posting a lot of stuff that I can. But yeah, I don't know how a lot of you that live in like the New England area, Colorado, how you do it, but really and truly, like, I really love cold weather and I love snow, as crazy as that sounds. I know that I'm probably sounded during this whole thing like I don't like that, but it's just we were not prepared for power outages is what I kind of meant. But I really do like cold weather, so that would be like really ideal. I just don't like not having electricity. That's like not cool at all. Because again, there's so many ways to get access to like work, to do your work, to be in contact with your friends, etc. NYC. Eventually, Massachusetts. I hate the snow, but I'm used to it. Yeah. And I also like my friend that lives in Maryland. One of them, she told me that basically her and her husband that um, electrical lines are like they made them where they're like they go under the ground, so they rarely have like power outages during these storms. I don't know if that's true or those of you that are um, can attest to that, but basically that is exactly like what I've heard. A lot of these, a lot of the north coast, they basically have made their power or electrical systems where they can withstand like a power outage. Okay, Tiffany, she said yes. Okay, so yeah, like that I didn't know. I just learned that. I found it interesting. I found it cool. Like that's something maybe Texas needs to look into, but I'm not sure like what electrical system we use. But yeah, they're under the ground here. Yeah, we need to have them under the ground here too, because I'm pretty sure like if this is like the first storm for Texas, I feel like it will not be the last snowstorm or Arctic blasts that, that we experience here in Texas. Um, Let me see reading the comments here. All right, guys, be respectful with one another. I don't know, like what's the comment? I'm reading. I can't see. When I say I can't see, I'm like looking. Thank you, Paranormal Geek. So many of you are so amazing. So amazing. I'm just going through the comments section and reading. So I have a lot of new readings that I'm going to be putting out with the celebrities that you've wanted me to read. If you have comment like suggestions, you can comment in the comment section of this video once it's done. Vegas, yes. The Bellagio. I want to see Vegas like one of these days and see the Bellagio and like all these different areas. I think it would be great. It will work out. I hear the anxiety in your voice, which those are great. Yeah, like my anxiety, no line, it has been through the roof like this week. I'm just reading here. NYC, yes, the Big Apple. I love all my New Yorker peeps. Shout out to the people in the Bronx and the Queens and Manhattan. Let me see here. You got to get a small camping stove with propane. Yeah, there's just so many things. Thank you, Crystal Morgan. So many things that people in Texas are not aware of, like how to survive in a winter storm. Like, but they found out very, very quickly. Like, I would have never thought about getting the melted snow and putting it in a pot and then putting it in on your barbecue or on like a portable, I don't know, like maybe starting a fire. I saw something else where somebody got like a can, an empty can, like those food cans, like a can of corn or beans, whatever, but empty, and they put like paper in there and they started a fire to keep warm. I don't recommend doing that. Brooklyn, yes, I don't recommend doing that because I don't know if there's toxicity in an enclosed environment to do that, but be careful. The one thing I will say, a lot of people do, if you have a home with a garage, do not turn your car in, do not get in your car to keep warm. Do not do that, please, because a lot of people have passed during the storm by doing that, and we saw it in the news. You'll get what we call carbon monoxide poisoning. Do not do that, please. If you have a garage and you're looking at this live, do not turn on your car and get in it with your child or anybody else or yourself and trying to put the heater on and stay in that garage with your car on, because again, you could get carbon monoxide poisoning and die. And so many people do that. It's crazy. Don't. And always have in your home. Oh, eres colombiano. I'm just sitting here. Hold your light, baby. Don't let Oh yeah, thank you. Definitely not letting this get to me. Like, but it's so like draining emotionally, it's draining spiritually, it's draining because you don't know, like, people like, well, you're psychic. Aren't you supposed to know like everything? I'm human at the end of the day. I may be psychic. My gifts don't work the way that you would think they work for like knowing everything. We don't know everything. There's only certain things that we can, how we can help people. But at the end of the day, we have no control over what, God has in store for people. Only God knows certain things. So, yeah, like that, like it's crazy. It's crazy, that we just live in a world where people take so many things for granted and they just don't really like, they look at you if you're in the spiritual community like a psychic and they say, well, you're supposed to know everything that's happening. No, I don't know everything. I never have claimed that. If you've been like a longtime follower of me and on my channel, you'll know that I always state that we do not have all of the answers. We do not know 100%. Um, what did I miss, my lovely Ray? Just talking about how people have this, they judge psychics and spiritual mediums, and they don't understand that, they think that because we are psychic, that we will know, like, well, shouldn't have you been prepared? Like, yeah, I could be prepared as much as I can, but it doesn't mean a thing. At the end of the day, you don't know how Mother Nature is going to react or what God has in store, because, free will is into play. Not only free will, but just, life paths, destiny, fate, it can all change. Like, it's not written in stone. And half of the people that I read for, like the majority of the people that I read for, they understand, when they get a reading from me, the way that my gift works is primarily cognitive, like precognitive. So I'm able to see certain things that may be playing out in the future, but that can be subject to change, because again, it's only like a snippet of what I see in the present moment. But then you factor in the free will of yourself and other people that are involved, if this is romantic or it is, just like something that, with a work environment. There are other people that are involved sometimes. And so their free will and your free will can all, cause paths to basically shift. So I think a lot of people that have seen my like celebrity readings or predictions, and, they see, something else doesn't, happen, they kind of like will point a finger and they're like, trying to make me feel bad, but I don't feel bad at all, because I understand the scope of my gift, and I understand, that we're not 100% accurate at the end of the day. It's only God, but we can get as accurate as we can. Oh, somebody says, Disney love anime. Ray, I got an interview at healthcare, like you said. Oh, that's great. Congratulations to you. See, like there are things that that actually do happen. So, and Florida, come on now, Ray. And Florida, yes, Florida. All my Florida peeps. Miami, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Jacksonville. Who am I skipping? Boca Raton. I'm trying to think. All the other Florida peeps. Not wanting to let anybody, out. Let me see here. Mine comes in the dream state. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, congrats, Brienne. Right. She says she's going after her real estate license, like I had suggested. And that's what I do. Doña Marisa, Chiquis, and Luna, all are so cute. Hi. Hi from Austin, Texas. So another prediction that I made that came true, which is old, like it's not even news, but I'm going to mention it. Kanye and Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, they got a divorce apparently, like in the last couple of days. Like I have been out of the media and whatnot. Like I haven't been on social media at all, hardly. But so apparently they got a divorce, or she filed for a divorce or whatever. But like I had saw this like a long time ago. So like I'm not trying to be boastful or like, cause like, or harp on, or chime in and be happy about this, because it's not funny. These are true people that they're real people at the end of the day, apart from being celebrities, and it is their love life, right? And it's not like something to gloat about them getting divorced, but we knew that was like, I knew that was never going to work, and we all did. Interestingly enough, also saw about Prince Harry and Meghan and how they resigned to their, I think, duties, their royal duties. So that, was also expected. Like, I feel like there is a lot of bad blood and whatnot with those two, with the royal family, but I feel like they're not going to say. Oh, Linda says, "Hi Ray, you gave me a reading in and you I would be doing, I said something that you'd be doing differently in your career, and you are. Can't believe it. Oh, I'm so grateful. I've helped a lot of people, like, believe me, doing this kind of work. Like, I've helped tons of people, like maybe thousands of people around the world, and I'm just coming to a point where I kind of feel like I'm on the verge of something maybe bigger. So I'm crossing fingers. You never know what the winds of change can carry you to, and I talk about that. Um, but I'm very excited for whatever is to come. So let me see here. Psychic's been swearing Kim and Kanye were going to get divorced. I'm telling you, I'm one of those. Like, I've been like that, just like Justin Bieber and Haley. Like, that is never going to work. And Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, like, no. We know that Shawn is not, I'm just gonna say it. You already know. Shawn Mendes, he is not straight. I'm just saying it, but like, people don't, and I could care less. He's good looking, whatnot. Woohoo to him, but he is not, like. And I feel like eventually, like, there's so many people, believe it or not, that live in the closet, and I understand, because a lot of people are afraid of their families and their Catholic beliefs, and they're afraid to come out. But not being your true, authentic self is also a disservice to you and to your soul path. And being free, whether you're gay, lesbian, or transgender, or bisexual, or whatever, being truthful to yourself is the most liberating thing that you can ever go through, because there's so many people, like, I can tell you, there's so many straight men and straight women that you won't believe, but they are not basically straight, and they do have feelings, and they hide behind their title or their profession or whatever, but they're not. And you'd be surprised if you are a member of the rainbow community, right? The LGBTQ community. I know a lot of people can attest that they maybe experienced that with other people. There's always a curiosity. There's always things that are hidden. So there's just so many things and there's nothing wrong for you to explore your sexuality or who you are, but be authentic to who you are. And if you're not emotionally available, if you are not able to come out because you're scared, don't play with other people's emotions and other people's feelings, because at the end of the day, they have feelings, right? So just wanted to talk about that too, because I saw that. And the other day I saw, Shawn Mendes, and one of my favorite singers is Mariah Carey, right? I'm like a big Mariah Carey fan. And he posted a picture, and he was on the sunlight. He was like, having tea, listening to old Mariah Carey songs, and he was like taking it in. This is like maybe a couple weeks ago. And then Mariah Carey did the same thing, and she posted a picture, having some tea, some sunlight. She was being funny, obviously, and having a cup of tea, right? And listening to old Shawn Mendes songs. So she kind of posted that. If you haven't seen it, go check out her page and Shawn Mendes Instagram page. And it was hilarious. But like, I mean, come on. Like, I'm not saying, but like, I'm not saying that straight guys can't listen to Mariah Carey, but come on, like, most people that listen, most guys that listen to Mariah Carey, I'm just saying, you can make the dots connect it. But I was just like laughing. It was hysterical, because Mariah has this like funny side to herself that I think most people take her to be like a diva and be serious. And a lot of people don't like her, but I absolutely adore her. And it's like, she has a funny side. And I think as she's gotten older, which she's like eternally, like, what, 12? That's what she says. She kind of like she doesn't take herself too seriously now. Like, I've noticed, like, she's shifted in her way of being. Like, she's more like free and to express herself and to be funny and to speak her mind. So it was just funny. Like I had like a moment, I was like, oh my God, she's being funny. Cause you wouldn't expect her to do that. But I really, really, really like that. She went out with Eminem when he was a real deal. So she must have had a sense of humor. Oh my God. Yeah, that Obsessed video. Yeah. If you ever looked at her song Obsessed, that is her dig at him. And then I think he did another song about her, The Warning or something. I don't know. And then apparently when she was with what is Nick Cannon and he had beef with Eminem. I don't know. It was like a big mess. I never listened really to Eminem. I used to like him when he came out with his first song. I think it was like the Slim Shady song, but then I kind of like gravitated away from him. Do you think Camila Cabello is gay too? No, I don't. But a lot of people are saying that Demi Lovato is. A lot of people think that. I don't know. Like I kind of feel like she may be in between, but I also feel like she's going through some changes as well. Yeah, nobody can sing like Mariah. Like nobody. Like Ariana Grande is her in her own league. She can do high notes. She can do whistle register, which is great. And I think that's what Mariah collaborated with Ariana. I love Ariana. I think she's amazing. I did not like that she said some, her comment about America, obviously, and licking the donuts. Like that was a bad thing for her. But she's been through a lot. And I think she's kind of grown up from that. And we cannot hold people accountable forever and cancel them forever because people make mistakes in life. I make mistakes. I'm pretty sure I'll say something on my live or I'll say something years later now that I'll regret, right? Later on. But that's the beauty of human nature. That's the beauty of being human here on earth. We do things, we say things, and we just have to get over it at some point. People have to accept us and really just see that it was a flaw. Like people are not always the same. Like people grow and they mature. Let me see here. Eddie Murphy loves the trans girls. He's oh my God. So I don't know. But anyways, like I am going to go and do some readings now and kind of relax as well. So again, if you want to donate, you can. My Venmo is going to be dropped in the bottom of the description below this video, but it is at Psychic Medium Ray. Cash App is the $ at Psychic Medium Ray. If you can't, again, just keep me in your prayers and keep Texans and anybody else impacted by the storm in your prayers around the world. And if you have some like suggestions on readings that you want me to do, please leave them in the comment section below. I am okay. For those of you that got to see this while it was live, thank you so much for being there. And then, okay, the reason you see me making funny faces sometimes because weird thing with my gift whenever I'm tuning into a lot of energies and stuff, like I get like kind of like where I want to burp, like air. I don't know. It's a weird thing with my gift that I've noticed over the years. So I get like, yeah, like that happens. So that's why I'm always like doing that. Plus I have Invisalign and that makes it very uncomfortable to talk at times. So, all right, guys, I love you so much. Stay safe, stay warm. Texas is back. We were like in the 50s today. Thank God. 60s, I think now. Let me see what the temperature is and I'll let you know. It is 63 degrees where I'm at. So yeah, I'm so glad for the remainder of the week. We will just be in the 70s and low 50s, but I really, really liked the cold weather. But I feel like if I ever move to somewhere where it's cold, like I really want to know that they are like prepared for emergencies, which I'm pretty sure they are. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay tuned to the content that I have coming out. All right, guys. Love and light to everybody. Bye.